Thank you, Avi. And now to talk about our module of the week, let's bring in Martin Anderson-Klutz, a senior solutions engineer at Acquia and maintainer of a number of Drupal modules of his own. Martin, what do you have for us this week?
Thanks, Nick. I thought this week we would talk about the H5P module, which provides a toolset for adding HTML5 rich content to your website. So interactive videos, presentations, quizzes, games, and more. Now, it's a module that was originally created in January of 2013, and the current versions are a 2.0 Alpha 3 and a 7.x-1.51, both released late last year. The module is officially minimally maintained, but has had a couple of releases per year pretty consistently in recent years. And the number of open issues is 229 overall, only 39 of which are for the 2.0 branch, and 21 of those are bugs. Now, overall, in terms of usage, the module is in use by almost 6,500 sites, but around 60% of those are D7. Now, in terms of how the module works, it's really a wrapper for the H5P library, which is really a cross-platform library for defining interactive content in a portable file that can be used on any site or web publishing platform that supports that H5P standard. Now, according to Wikipedia, H5P is actually an abbreviation for HTML5 package because the standard is designed to help create, share, and reuse HTML5 content. Now, if you want to see some examples of that kind of interactive content you can create, there are lots of good examples on the H5P website, as well as their GitHub account, and there are links to both of those in the show notes as well. Now, the Drupal module includes, not just sort of that wrapper for the library itself, but also an H5P editor submodule. So you can use that to create and modify HTML5 packages directly within your website UI. And I also thought this module would be a good one to discuss this week because it's also included in the Opinio learning management system, which allows you to spin up a Drupal installation that will be effectively a flexible open source e-learning solution. So maybe open it up to the group if anyone has used H5P or maybe other solutions for this kind of interactive content within a website.
One of my main questions, though, is like you mentioned that you can edit stuff, but is that editing like stuff that you're sharing into it, or is it editing like source material?
It's a great question. I will confess that this is a module that I have found in the process of needing to find solutions for sort of creating that sort of tutorial or e-learning type of content. I'm not 100% sure if it allows you to edit the structure as well as the content, or if it's sort of, when you bring in sort of a library, if that's kind of a predefined component, and then the editor just allows you to sort of, swap in images and change text and those kinds of things. So that's definitely something that would be interesting to find more about, and maybe one of our listeners will let us know on the Slack channel if they've used it and what their experience was.
Awesome. I have to check it out.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's been a while since I've written an e-learning platform. I think one of my first websites was one based out of the UK for holistic medicine, I think, which was pretty interesting. But yeah, you definitely can do this in 2009. So
yeah, I think the other standard that I've heard of in sort of discussion about kind of e-learning courseware standards is SCORM, SCORM, and I know Opinio also can produce modules that are SCORM compliant, which I think, for different kinds of e-learning systems, again, makes them a bit more portable in terms of being able to use across different applications.
Well, as usual, thank you, Martin, on Point Module of the Week. See you next week.